Hey guys, you want to see something creepy? Dragon corpses are still down there. They haven't cleaned them up at all. Like the Dragon Song War is still going on. Anyway, more Manderville. I pray this morn finds you well, Throat, or at least better than it finds me. Seems I have no choice but to seek out the inspector that inspector and convince him to surrender his mammoth to me. 'Twas unearthed under the most suspicious circumstances, after all, and who can say what secrets or heresy it might hold? Why the hell do you keep using that word? Therefore, the Inquisition would conduct a thorough inspection and, if needs, must destroy it. Given his affinity for the contraption, I fear the inspector may not be amenable to my request. Nevertheless, he must be made to see that it is in the interest of public safety. Would you be willing to help me persuade him? I'll see what I can do. Fury be praised. At least you have seen reason. Let's pray he will as well. I'm given to understand that while the inspector and his assistant have been wandering all over the city with the mammoth in tow, they often frequent the gazebo in Fortalt Manor. With any luck, they will be there now. Off to the gazebo. The very dangerous gazebo. According to Nashu. Hey Nashu, Hildibrand, Don't act like I don't see you. Hey Nashu, Hildibrand. Hey Gigi. To the very pinnacle of the heavens. Isn't she adorable? Verily shall we scour all creation, from the deepest pit of the seven hells to the very pinnacle of the heavens, for the answers we seek. Every day shall be filled with grand adventures, or stuff of fairy tales and legends. Huzzah! A grand adventure in the deepest pit of the seven hells. Just so! Such is the creed of Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire. Aw, he's learning. Well posed, Gigi, well posed. I dare say you have the potential to be an exemplary inspector someday. Right, that's enough of that. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Supreme Sacred Tribunal of Hellonic Inquisitory Doctrine, I hereby command you to surrender the mammoth of the suspected heretical origin into my custody. I almost said this name correctly in one breath. Why, hello there, Throat. An Inquisitor, sir. Ever the jester. Accusing poor Gigi of being a clockwork heretic when 'tis plain to see that he's merely a precious young lad. Oh, there you go again, confusing the poor girl. As if those big, beautiful, boxy eyes aren't the soul of femininity. Nashu, please, were you not witness to the magnificent display of Mandervillian masculinity mere moments ago? That's because you haven't taught her any better. She needs a proper role model to show her what's what. Oh, look at the cute couple bickering. Cute couple of knuckleheads. Master Garrot, Inspector Sir, what is all this commotion? We can hear you from the courtyard. Oh, Lord Edmond, my sincerest apologies for the disturbance. I'm come to seize this mammoth on behalf of the Inquisition, fact which I clearly explained to the inspector before you arrived. At which point they set to bickering about the contraption's gender. What say you, my lord? Do you think Gigi is a boy or a girl? 'Tis clearly a strapping young lad, no? Fury, take me, not you too. Has the whole world gone mad? No, just this little sect of side quests. Fine, but even supposing that Gigi is a real boy, you cannot deny that the circumstances of his discovery and miraculous resuscitation were most unusual. He cannot be suffered to roam the city with impunity until the Inquisition has determined he's not a threat. I beg your pardon? Miraculous resuscitation?
Godbird banged a hammer on him.
I see. And then until such a time as Gigi recovers his memory, perhaps it would be best if you adopted him as a ward of House Manderville. I will even stand as witness here and now if you wish. Adopt? Then that would make me Gigi's father. Doubtless the Inquisition would think better of taking any action which might threaten the cordial relationship of our two houses. Yes, of course, I'll do it. I, Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, do hereby grant this child the patronage of House Manderville. Papa Hildy! The inspector's finally become a father. It's so beautiful. Quite. Now that we
Now that we need no longer fear the Inquisition, you are free to show Gigi more of our fair city. Indeed, I strongly encourage you to do so. Mayhap by the grace of the Furies, something will jog his memory. Thank you, Lord Edmont. I shall not forget this kindness. Come, my faithful assistant, my beloved son. We must away!
I swear if he starts calling Nashu Mama Nashu. Oh, Alone, well, I would not presume to question your grand design, but... confound it all. Well, mayhap I cannot detain the mammoth, but I'm still within my rights to observe the blasted thing. I fear he's still trying to make sense of the stuff that can't be made sense of.
Lord Garbert would be pleased to hear that his son is as hale and healthy as ever. Not that I would ever presume to meddle on another father's behalf, and certainly not without consent.
Of course. Good day, Edmont. I swear if he starts getting more into the antics of these Manderville quests. Oh, you guys are down there. Whee! Oh, look at them halberds! I've never seen such well-armed building before. How long must I stand around waiting for that mammoth to do something passably heretical? Judging by the size of their estate, they've wealth to rival House Manderville. Come now, Gigi. Surely gazing upon this wondrous work of Ishgardian architecture stirs something within your soul. This grand manor of House Durin Maltempa Sarte. Pray do not fill the mammoth's head with such nonsense. That is the supreme sacred tribunal of Hellenic inquisitory doctrine. I should know. I work there. Furthermore, I'm quite certain there's no House Durin Maltempa Sarte. And that is rather ludicrous portmanteau of the four high houses, including the esteemed house which but recently stood as witness to your adoption. Well, Gigi, do you remember anything? No, nothing. I say, rather than parading him around before the grandiose, why not give him a taste of something more prosaic? Let us make our way to the holy stables that he might bask in the singular sights, sounds, and smells of Ishgard's famous chocobos. If we're lucky, we'll be able to experience some fresh smells. You good, sir? Patience, patience, a watched heretic never sins. I think you're confusing it with the old adage about boiling water. Anyway.
Splendid specimens of horse bird flesh, would you not agree? In the hands of a skilled jockey, any one of them could take first place at the saucer.
These chocobos are the pride of Ishgardian cavalry, and any temple knight who dared exploit them for personal gain would answer to the Fury herself. How about now, Gigi? Do you remember anything about Ishgard? Be sure to sniff the chocobos. It might help. Sniff. It didn't. You know, just because he found him in a Kurtham snowbank, it doesn't mean he hails from Ishgard. Which is why we ought to try taking him to the markets and exposing him to all manner of goods from across Eorzea. Excellent suggestion, Inquisitor. Wait, am I now complicit in this farce? Fury, forgive me. You'll get used to it eventually. But I want one. Buy me a chocobo. Please, Father. Oh no. Father, that strange-looking thing is staring at us. G. Am I that strange-looking? Oh, good. I thought the kid was gonna start whining at his father to buy him one of those things. It's like, I don't want anyone else to be complicit in Manderville stuff. At least in this expansion. The hell are you doing, Nashu? What if I picked one with my eyes closed and gave it as a namesake gift to myself? Oh, I wonder if I'd get me. I can see why you and Hildibrand hang out together. Receive your orders, detain your heretic, meet your quota. Fury take me. It used to be so simple, frightening on occasion, I grant you, with my Manor's little episodes, but simple nonetheless. These goods would fetch a high price in Ul'dah. Why bother? It's no use.
Now, Gigi, you must not give in to despair so easily. Did I not promise you days filled with grand adventures and the eventual discovery of your mislaid memories? Spirits, Gigi, spirits!
Oh god. Clumsy as ever. Ah, crap. Please watch your surroundings when you flex. Or else that might happen.
My word, a face flung to the ground with reckless abandon. Could this be the opening salvo of an indiscriminate campaign of vandalism?
You serious?
One waged by your wild gesticulations, perhaps. At least look before you strike a pose. Gods only know how much that vase cost.
123,504,000 gil, at last assessment. So it's over 700 years old and graced the homes of a dozen archbishops, 8 counts, 2 lord commanders, and 1 duke.
100 million gil!
Oh, Olone, why have you forsaken me? Oh, that's different.
Well, would you look at that?
So the mammoth can rewind time. That's interesting.
It's a miracle! Nay, the divine intervention of the Fury herself!
Did I do that?
Gigi, my boy, that was marvelous! You're a born artisan, just like father!
Papa Hildy's papa?
Your grandpapa, Godbert. The man who woke you with a few gentle taps to the noggin. You wouldn't believe what else he can do with that hammer of his. Why, some folks say he wields the very powers of life and death. Once he and the missus come back from their tour of the Western Highlands, I'm sure they'd love to see that trick of yours. Do not demean this mammoth's power as a mere parlor trick. We just witnessed a miracle. I demand that you all acknowledge it.
This mammoth.
Sir, I say, sir, 100 million gil for the mammoth. Nay, 100 million gil and the Duke's priceless vase. My word, what is this what passes for trade in Ishgard? Gigi is my flesh and blood. I will not sell him at any price.
Please, Papa Hildy, no more. I know you mean well, but we can deny the truth no longer. I am a mammoth.
Gigi, whatever has gotten into you? You are my son. You are a Manderville man.
Listen to your papa, Gigi. You're a Manderville girl, through and through. Stop it, both of you. You're not my papa or my mama. Oh, good. He called Nashu his mom.
Well, it's only to be expected. Gigi is at a rebellious age, strange as it may sound. I too tested my parents' patience, and that on more than one occasion. But if they could weather the storm, then so can I. I say we find out what's got him thinking he's a mammoth. But he is a mammoth. How can he not? Never mind.
You gonna be okay? You need ibuprofen? Just so we're clear, you do agree that it's a mammoth, right? You don't honestly believe that, do you? Well, I mean, it's smaller than a Lalafell. And I think I picked the smallest size rating for a Lalafell when I created this character, so... yeah, it's gotta be a mammoth.
Course of fatherhood never did run smooth, but I, Hildibrand, guardian of Gigi, doting parent extraordinaire, shall find a way to overcome this trial and be reconciled with my beloved son.
That's the spirit. Solving a simple case of childhood rebellion should be easy for a man who's unmasked thieves, defeated duelists, and led armies of the undead.
Yes, that's all very... Wait, what was that about the undead? Actually, don't tell me. For now, all that matters is finding the mammoth.
We should begin by speaking with the sentry stationed at the city gates at the airship landing. If Fury help us, he's left Ishgard, we need to know about it sooner rather than later. I'll visit the Ark of the Worthy while the inspector and his assistant head to the airship landing. You can question the guard at the gate near the manufactory, after which we'll regroup it there and share our findings. Dismissed. Wait, why am I taking orders from you? Ah, whatever. Have you seen a little mammoth wearing a wizard hat go this way?
That fella with a wide brim hat. Aye, he came through here.
Bought passage on a supply ship bound for Falcon's Nest. How did he have money?
One of them was named Lalafels, right? Funny little buggers. Present company exempted. Yeah, like. He, seemed to be keen to be anywhere but here. Good people, you Lalafels. Industrious folk. Salt of the earth. Like that waitress they've got down at the Forgotten Night. Though I doubt you sing or dance half as well as she does, eh? Which is fine, I ain't judging.
Do you get unique dialogue if you're doing this as a Lalafell? Weird. Alright, that's a neat little tidbit I didn't know about. Anyway, well, if Gigi left the city, it was not by the main gates.
And the sentries at the airship landing have seen no one matching his description.
He went this way. Falcon's Nest! Fury, take me. We must return to that freezing pit of despair.
Wheresoever Gigi goes, I will follow him and find him and embrace him as my son once more.
However, I surmise our final destination lies far beyond the walls of said outpost. Indeed, there is but one reason he would return to these frozen wastes. To frolic in the snow and cast his worries to the winds. Really? He seemed in no mood to frolic when I last saw him. As I recall, he used his arcane powers to mend a vase, only to become morose and belligerent when it became clear to him that he was, in fact, a mammoth. One might even say he remembered what he was, remembered his purpose, and so he returned to Western Kurthus, that famous breeding ground for heresy, where we first found him, home to his heretic masters to share with them the intelligence he had gathered on the city. At long last, the undeniable and unquestionable, the unmistakable scent of heresy. What are we waiting around for? We have a heretic to catch. Inspector, I'm starting to think that Inquisitor Sir might not think very highly of our little girl. It is possible, but I would not presume to know such feelings ere he voiced them explicitly. Until such a time as he does, we should endeavor to serendipitously bring him around to the opinion that Gigi is a boy of pure good heart and good intent. Subtly in all things, Nashu, that is the Manderville way. I would know those tiny footprints anywhere. Gigi came this way. Aw, even her footprints are adorable. They almost look like they were made by one of those clockwork minions. They're so close yet so far away. Aha! I knew it! The mammoth immediately left the outpost and looks to have headed north along the river. By the fury, I cannot wait to finally catch him in the company of heretics. Much like your tone, Inquisitor. If our baby girl read afoul of any heretics, she'd look them square in the eye and tell them she doesn't want any. Hey, Inspector, I think I just had one of those moments, of insight. Maybe Gigi came out here to find Lord Galbert. I did tell her grandpapa might like to see that trick of hers. Brilliant deduction, Nashu. You must be eager to meet his grandparents. Self-same ones he renounced when he declared you were not his father? What a fine young gentleman, eager to explore his heritage. Let us make haste, my friends, for a reunion of 3 generations of Manderville's beckons. I really can't be bothered. Oh, good, there's Gigi. Oh, God. Wow. Must have gotten hit by a very bad snowball. The mammoth lies motionless in the snow, fragments of ice stuck to his cap, suggesting the impact of something small and round traveling at high speed. Oh, God. Yeah, he got pelted with a snowball. Alright, so who threw it? Did Godbert or Julian did it? My head. Who? Oh, it's you. You followed me. Oh, Gigi, if you wanted to have a snowball fight with your grandparents, you should have said so earlier. Papa Hildy was very worried, though he's glad to see that you are unharmed. I like what's going on over here. It would seem he was struck by a snowball, much like the Steinbocks, the dead Steinbocks. Are you sure he wasn't damaged? As if a mere blow to the head could fell our Gigi, we Mandervilles are made of sterner stuff. I myself have been driven headfirst into the earth and on no fewer than 24 occasions, several times from realms above, and my mind is no less brilliant for the experience. How the hell are you still alive? I expect the earth was no less brilliant from the for the experience. Why are you nodding? Oh, he's behind me, isn't he?
What good fortune to cross paths with you lot so far from civilization. Forgive me for not taking notice earlier. I was engrossed in my duel with Julian. But how rude of me. Would you care to join us?
Grandpapa Godbert! Grandpapa Godbert! Mama Nashu says you will wield the powers of life and death. I beg of you, Grandpapa Godbert, grant me life. Make me a real boy. Oh, good. We're getting an animated cutscene.
Are you sure about the sun? It may sting a little.
I will endure whatever I must to become a real boy. That still gets... Oh, good. He's finally getting it.
Then let us begin.
Yeah, look at that. This body is everything I ever wanted. It's perfect. Thank you, Grandpapa Godbert. Thank you.
Oh, but I have not even begun to begin. Byr got guide my hammer.
Oh, God. Dang. Up. Oh. I think you might have overdone it a little. Papa, Hildy, I'm a Manderville man.
Gigi, my son, come to your father. Let me have a look at you.
Papa, Hildy.
Gigi.
Aw, this is so touching. They're just gonna embrace and then we're gonna end the cutscene. Oh, wait. There it is. What the hell is that face? I guess he really is a Manderville man.
Now that brings back some memories.
Papa Hildy, oh dear. Well, who could have done such a thing? Oh.
By the Fury, it's just like the vase all over again. Miraculously restored to its original form.
Are we gonna have a tie to the Alexander raid? Or is this just purely coincidence?
Gigi, my boy, upon further consideration, I believe that this body may suit you best. It is, how shall I put this, more manageable.
And much more adorable. But how can I ever be accepted as your son if I remain a mammoth?
Is that what's been troubling you all this time? But why didn't you say so? A Manderville is more than mere flesh and bone. He is vigor, compassion, honor, a gentleman for all seasons. Be you man or machine, it makes no difference. If they call you a mammoth, look them in the eye and say, "Nay, I am a Manderville mammoth."
Curse my tongue.
Mother, father, forgive me for not consulting with you earlier, but my circumstances forced my hand. I have formally adopted Gigi as my son and ward of House Manderville. Ye gods, I knew he was fond of the mammoth, but did you hear that, woman? Our son's gone and got himself a son.
Grandpapa Godbert! Grandpapa Godbert!
Ha ha! It all makes sense now. Grandpapa Godbert and Grandmama Julian. I've been waiting years to hear those words.
Ow. Banged my hand against my desk. Anyway.
Grandpapa Godbert, Grandmama Julian. Few things in life are grander than becoming a grandparent, as they say. Ha ha ha.
Uh-oh. Oh, crap.
What's so bloody grand about it?
Godbert wields the power of life. Julian Reed wields the power of death, I guess.
I'll not be made grandmother to a bloody buggering mammoth. It's past time I beat some sense into my beloved boy. Fury take me. I'd heard tales of the Dark Knights before, but no, it couldn't be. No, I think it was something far worse. Heretical, like as not, but rules be damned. I'm not risking my life to find out.
Don't worry, I'm scared of her too. Like, more scared about her than Godbert.
They're mad, utterly mad. The whole damned lot of them. How their house could rise to such prominence, I'll never understand. Well, at least the mammoth seems to have overcome his existential crisis. Before today, I didn't know a mammoth could even have an existential crisis. What am I saying? It's a mammoth. Why should I care what it claims to think or feel? Fury take me, their idiocy is infectious. I mustn't allow myself to fall prey to it. Follow procedure, report to your superior, one step at a time. One step at a time.
Oh, there's 3 of them this time. As a reminder, if you like my subpar voice acting as much as I like my subpar voice acting, consider subscribing. I could use the numbers. Right then, my superiors, having been informed of the mammoth's adoption by House Manderville, as witnessed by House Forton, proceeded to take me to task for my gross mishandling of the situation. They remain convinced that the mammoth is the product of heretical machinations and have commanded me to redouble my efforts to prove this incontrovertible fact. That may prove problematic, however, as Gigi seems to have forsaken his quest to recover his memories and thrown himself wholly into his new life as a Manderville mammoth, casting about for any pit of a case alongside his doting father. In any event, though, I do not share my superior's conviction. I think it's safe to say there is something exceedingly unusual about that mammoth. You saw with your own eyes how effortlessly it restored the vase, and itself, to its original form. Reconstructed magics are not particularly rare, but his are unlike any I've seen before. Yeah, especially in a mammoth. I swear, if anything involving Alexander is involved in this. And thus, another chapter of the Manderville quests comes to a close. And that's it for this week. It only gets weirder from here. I think my character's gonna go mad.